I am live now. We're going to be having Dr. Peter. He's going to be speaking to us on minding mental health and then emotional health. So this is actually going to be we're going to be addressing issues, questions like how to actually manage depression, how to actually manage anxiety, how to actually be conscious of your mental health and your emotional health because I believe they are all very important. So I think we had a network problem, so we are back again, and I hope this time I'll be way better than I was before. So, okay, 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 okay. So I hope I'll be way better than I was before. Please, if you can hear me, just say hi. Just say hi if you can hear me. Okay, 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 okay. Dr. Peter has joined now. Okay, okay. Accept.
Peter, is it better now? Is it better? Tablet, is it better? Okay. Hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir? Sir, can you hear me? Dr. Peter. Hello, sir. Can you hear me? I
Can
can.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm actually getting sound from your
But
place,
I
but
can't hear you
I can.
anyway.
You can't hear me.
I can't hear you. But maybe I will practice a lip reading. Maybe I will practice lip reading. I'll be reading your lips. I can't hear
I'm
you.
wondering
I don't know what's
how.
going on. This is the
Why?
point I used to say the quiz.
Sir, how about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, okay, very good. Okay, okay. I think this is better now. Can everyone hear me? Can- Now I begin to think that okay, okay, okay. They can hear both of us. Then they said they can hear both of us. Okay, okay, okay. So I think we can start now.
Yeah.
Okay,
You have any question with you?
okay.
Like,
Yeah. So I have a few question. Okay. One of what happens when one is being depressed?
yeah, thank you. Uh, it is important. Many times people will tell you, oh, I was depressed yesterday. Hmm. I tell you, may you not be depressed.
Amen.
Because depression is a medical condition.
Hmm.
It's like somebody that has a leg sprain and says, oh, I have rheumatological disease.
Wow.
Rheumatological disease is deep than just having a sprain or just a leg pain. Maybe you stood up for a long time. So also when people say they are depressed, I say, may you not be depressed. Now, because we use it loosely, and I don't want people to use depression loosely. It's a
Hmm.
miracle. The truth is that the same way people have fever, they have a headache, they throw up, they cannot walk, the same way they are. If you
Hmm.
see, I've been taking care of myself with this medication. I'm not actually feeling fine. And I know the way I'm feeling in my body physically. And everybody will say, oh, sorry. Why? Because I have headache and everything. But I don't think anybody will say sorry to me if I'm depressed. You know why? Depression symptoms are not something that others readily understand. And what are some of these symptoms? What are the symptoms of depression? There are 3 cardinal symptoms of depression. Then they now have adjunct one. They have others. So it's 3 and others. Number 1 is low mood, occurring persistently, more than 2 weeks upward. So somebody had low mood yesterday, but this morning he has won the jackpot and is happy. He can't say he was depressed yesterday. It wasn't up to 2 weeks. All these things have criteria, otherwise you just be diagnosing everybody that they have problems. So when you have low mood that is consistent for 2 weeks upward, then you say you have one symptom of depression. But you are still not going to say you have depression. The second symptom is you feel weak. You just feel tired for no reason. Going to work, going to office, going to school, reading, everything becomes efforts. And they become mechanical. It's as if you just have to do it because, I mean, it pays your bill. The enthusiasm is no longer there. You grudgingly do things because you just feel tired. That is the second symptom of depression. Then when you have anhedonia, which is loss of interest, we call it anhedonia. Anhedonia is loss of interest in things you used to enjoy before. Somebody used to watch Man U Arsenal, used to watch Barca. All of a sudden, his favorite thing is playing, and he just doesn't care. Yeah. He said, oh, boy, let me go watch now. So I beg, is that what is doing me? All of a sudden, the person becomes bothersome. The person becomes worried about things happening around. All of a sudden, the attention of the person will be focused on the ills in the society. That's why you hear things like, look at what these people are doing. Look at the kidnapping happening around us. Look at what this one is doing. You now be wondering, this thing has been existing. How come this person is now carried the whole body? It is depressive symptom. It becomes bodied when people are laughing or rejoicing. It looks at them like, what's funny? Why are they laughing? He gets irritated easily. He wants to stay on his own. Not everything becomes boring. Sometimes he may lose appetite or even have increased appetite for sugary things. Despondency. They feel hopeless. They feel helpless. They feel maybe if they die, this mystery will be over. They continue to contemplate suicide. That's why you see people that they have fertilized, they have everything, they still commit suicide. Then people say it is assassin, it is arrow of the enemy. It's unfortunate. It is pure depression. Depression does not make you see yourself the way you are. Depression will make you look down on yourself. It is not true. It is your mind that is playing on you. Depression makes you feel like there is no way of escape again. Depression feels like being in a cul-de-sac. Depression makes you feel like if you are boxed in a corner and all hope gone. Depression makes you feel as if there is no one to help you again. That sense of helplessness. Depression makes you feel as if you are the only one in this world. It's as if you are in a strange land with no one to help, as if you are the shipwreck. Depression is a medical condition that affects the brain due to chemicals in the brain that are reduced. What makes this chemical in the brain to reduce can be environmental factors, can be words that have been spoken to you, you have been run down, you have no esteem again, or you have been stressed at work, at home, anywhere, or you suffer from a medical condition that now led to these chemicals being reduced. Anything can make the chemical in the brain to be reduced. And when these chemicals are reduced, depression results. Unfortunately, you cannot see it as a fever. Unfortunately, you cannot see it as inability to work properly. It is in form of a behavior. So people miss it. Then those who even show it, what do we say to them? Come on, be a man. Come on, be a man. In my own days, I used to be very strong. Why are you shutting? Why are you inside? Why are you shut in? And these people suffer double jeopardy. It is quite painful when I see people going through depression and their families are not aware. I have a patient that I'm managing for depression. Our parents just saying, you are not a child. You better, I don't have time for all this one, bringing you every time. And this person is suicidal, this person is depressed. Sometimes this person cut herself just to show that, okay, what is causing this pain? In depression, sometimes you are pained, you don't even know why. And that's why they try to cut themselves, so that at least maybe they can feel the pain. Depression is something that you can't, it is only the sufferer that feels it. But what happens? People will have malaria, we all rush and say, oh, he's shaking, he's having fever. Everybody will bring food, they'll give you anti-malaria and co. But when the other person has depression, nobody moves near, no empathy. We just say it's a weakness. It's calling for attention. It's not serious. Is it the only person that would do something? Is it the only person that would be jittered? Last Friday, I talked on my Instagram live how to cope with separation, how to cope with when you are jilted, how to cope with when you have a breakup or any marriage loss. And you know, every Friday I try to do this to educate the populace. And it was a very powerful session. Many people, you'll be comparing your own with other person, forgetting that we all have different resilience. We all have different elasticity limits. If you tell me about your problem, even if I know that if I have the same problem, I will surmount it. I do not have to belittle your own. You see, we have a culture where you tell people your problem, they'll say, oh, is that what you're going through? You are not able to pay 1 semester fees. Me, I did not pay for 5 semesters and I survived. You make them look stupid. And because of that culture of insensitivity, being called a weakling, people are now shutting up. People are shutting down. People are not talking again. People are not confiding. Because when they confide, they're going to mock them. They're going to laugh at them. They're going to call them names, attention seekers, etc. And what do we have? We have people going through depression, youth, adolescents, teenagers, adults, and they're going through it and they do not say it because depression is taken as a weak mind. And this is not so. So I think I have been able to elaborate and I've spoken from the point of someone who has actually, treated people with depression, who has actually seen people that are going through this and gone into their world. I do not just treat my clients and give antidepressants and psychotherapy. I feel their pain. I go into their world. In Germany, I was made to wear this. This is like I don't know what they call it. You wear it. It will now teleport you.
Wow.
It's a 3D. It's a 3D stuff. And they did it for depression. And I went to that station during the conference in Berlin. And I wore that thing. I saw the room of a depressed patient. They said I should go into the ward. He took me to the ward. It's as if, the white guys, they've gone. So that we can film it. I wore that thing into my glass, into my face. And I saw the room all littered, no strength and energy to wash the dishes. I moved to the room. I moved to the sitting room. I was navigating, though I was on the spot, but I could press the button. And as I was pressing the button, it was as a video game. And I know people that are watching, they know what I'm saying. I don't know. People use it for scary things. You just go and ahead. I don't know the name. I can't remember the name now. You know, and I like, wow, wow. You see, even to pick clothes becomes an effort. And that really further made me, coupled with the fact that I talk to my clients. When they come to my clinic in Ilupeju, they say, Dr. Peter, this one. I say, I feel you. Some will say, you don't understand. I say, I do. I'm not a therapist that will just be writing before you even say something. I've written 10 pages. No, I listen to you and I'm empathic about it. So please, I want viewers to know. You see cases, miracle. People are depressed and they are suicidal. And they post it that they're going to die. Guess what, miracle? People will be saying, before you die your time. Before you die, please send your PIN number. Before you die, please send your ATM. Please, die your Gucci. Not be Gucci with that. And I'm like, before you know it, this person dies. And when the person dies, oh, come and see. Millions of condolence visits and condolence statements. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Tolu. Virtual reality. Yes, virtual reality. I wish it comes to Nigeria. Let parents, I will buy it in my hospital. Any parent that is denying that his child or anybody that can be having depression, is a small boy, is a small boy, I'll just say, sir, wear this thing. See into his word or our word. So that is it. People will be saying they want to die. And what are people will be saying? Don't die. Please, before you die, why are you telling us? Why are you broke? In fact, that means saying you don't want to die yourself. Not knowing that suicidal behavior should never be taken as a play. It is better to err on the side of caution. People have watched 2 live where people committed suicide on Twitter. They mentioned the time and they actually went to drink the poison. Right in my eyes 2 years ago. And you see comment, you know, serious. Now only you live they do. We have this culture of taking emotional issues with levity until we are it. And that is why I will not rest until I make sure that significant population, I may not be able to do everything. I will not be able to cover the whole length and breadth of Nigeria. But in my own little corner, I will not rest until I ensure that mental health care is enshrined in our mind. And we don't pay attention to cancer, tuberculosis, liver problem, hypertension, diabetes, and co. But that emotional that you can't see, that abstract, we will tell you that it is real. The pain is real. The feelings are real. And I just believe viewers also will be mental health ambassadors in their various locations.
Wow. Oh, wow. Thanks so much, sir, for elaborating on that. It's really deep. It's really, really deep. And so the next question, the person says, is it a gradual process that one recovers from depression, or it should happen once?
Yeah, it's a gradual process. Don't forget that depression is about mind. It's a mind that plays tricks on you. Now, look at you now. Maybe you dress in the morning and say, oh, wow, miracle, I'll be fine, boy. Or must see my skin, chocolate, everything. That is your brain telling you who you are. But do you know you can look at the mirror and your brain will tell you that your teeth is black and that you are the most ugly person in this world? Your mind can even tell you that your 2 shoulders are not aligned together. And you can actually believe it and start hiding yourself from people. And before you know it, to even talk outside, you say your mouth is smelly, even when it is not. We underestimate the power of the mind. You are what your mind tells you. And that's why when you are praying, just say, Father, I thank you for my mind, that I have a sound mind. You may not have billions in your account. People take it for granted, ability to have a sound mind. So in depression, the mind is twisted. The mind is believing what the person is not. The mind tells the person that the person is useless, worthless, hopeless, that the only thing left for the person is to just die. They see no hope at the end of the tunnel. That is what happens. Why? Because there are chemicals in the brain and that the brain is using The same way we have blood flow in our body, and when you have low blood, you'll be feeling dizzy. You won't be able to run properly. So also when the chemicals in the brain are reduced, your brain will not function and you will not think maximally. So when people come to us with depression, we give medication that will normalize the chemical. Then we now begin to do what we call talking therapy, psychotherapy, to change the belief. So you say you are a failure. Are you really a failure? What did you have when you were in university? Oh, I had first class or I had 2-1. Really? People that have 2-1, will you consider such a person as a failure? But that was there. Wait. So that means at a point in time, you are not a failure. Yes, I know, but now I'm a failure. You said that your life is a failure. We looked at your life in continuum. We saw that you won scholarship, you won at a point in time, you are a good father, you have children, you've been providing for your household. So that means your life generally is not. Yes, you can say that, but presently I think I'm a failure. Okay, fine. So we know now that generally you are not a failure, but you feel like a failure. Oh, yes, I feel like a failure. Fine. You know that feeling is not everything. Feeling is not reality. There's a difference between you knowing you are a failure and feeling like a failure. So which one is which? Well, doctor, I feel like a failure. Fantastic. So let's take it from there. You feel like a failure. Now, so this is what we do in psychotherapy. We change the mindset. We make them move from one belief. It may take us time. Sometimes it is a session, 10, 12 sessions, but gradually patients get better and they ease out of depression. So this is what we do in psychotherapy. It's not just ordinary talking. When I ask people to come and they say they should pay certain amount of money, they say, is it not talking? I say, go and talk to your daddy to be talking to you. I mean, it's simple. I mean, so I went to medical school. After 8 years, I did internship. 9th year, I did NYC. 10th year, I now went for 6 years for postgraduate. So 17th year, I became a consultant. So I became a consultant after 17 years of medical journey. To do what? To be talking. That means that talk is not ordinary talk as we are talking now. But
exactly.
Yeah, so that's why talking therapy actually heals and works. It's different from counseling. It's different from giving advice. We go to the seat of thinking and we try to shape and realign the distorted thoughts.
I actually want to repeat something that you actually said. You know, because of a lot of people have actually, young people, there's this time, I think there's this young guy who came to me and told me that he feels like this is wrong. And then, you know, you said something, yeah. And, you know, I keep hearing, I feel. So when you said feeling is not reality, I realized that something that very, very important, because many times you actually follow how we feel.
Yeah.
So the next question this person asks is, the person said, how can one get over depression?
So I've said it. Most of the time, you may not be able to get over depression.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah, you may not be able to get over depression by your own power. Because don't forget, we said that depression is as a result of reduced chemical. It's like having low blood. And you're saying, how do I get blood in my system? It's either you take blood tonic or you take blood transfusion. You are not yet anemic to the level that you still be thinking when I take ugu or when I take zobo drink. Fine, if you are a little bit anemic or you don't have blood, you can take ugu, vegetables and cook. But when it's becoming moderate to severe anemia, it's no longer a matter of ugu or blood tonic. You just have to, if you are severely anemic, you will take blood. You will have blood transfused into you. So also depression. There are some mild cases of depression that you can talk to yourself, encourage yourself. Yeah, you can encourage yourself and just say, okay, you know what? I think it's not over until it's over. I'm going to make it. I won't allow this situation to affect me. I've lost someone. I've lost this relationship. I've lost this investment. I've lost time. My plans are not according to how I wanted it to be. this is not the time I planned that I was going to get married. I ought to have gotten married since. I ought to have had my family. Now I've been in this marriage. There have not been any child. But I know my Redeemer liveth. I know that I am destined for goodness. I know that you can psych yourself in my depression. You can do it. You can also go to counselors. But when it's now becoming a moderate to severe one, where you have a sense of, persistent low mood, a sense of despondency, apathy, you don't want to work, you just want to stay in, everything is mechanical, to go out is a problem, to eat is a problem, sleep is a problem, you feel weak, you are not happy anytime. Whatever you are doing, you are just living. In fact, you say you are just existing. You are not living. That is not what you want to work and say, okay, I will deal with myself. I have seen people with depression, severe depression, and they say, don't worry, I'll get over it. Bro, you can't get over it without medical help. You need specialized care. He said that you are giving antidepressant and then you go through the therapy. You can walk through it. If you can help yourself, you won't be in this position, bro. And that's why I tell people it is important. And the next thing people say is, I don't think I'm crazy. Why should I go to a psychiatrist? That is another fallacy. Miracle, in this environment, we have a culture of denial. See, the truth is that stigmatization is high, but stigmatization is everywhere. I was in a conference in Mexico, and the truth is, the Mexicans told me things they were going through in terms of stigmatization of mental illness. And I was like, what? I thought this thing is limited to Africans alone. No. Right there, the Northern Americans. So I have decided that the issue of stigmatization of mental illness is a global phenomenon. So we have stigma, but the worst thing that is now happening is, apart from the stigma that we are trying to battle, that we're trying to work on, you see a situation where people live in denial. You see a situation people say, I'll get over it. I'm not mad. They see that the only time you can go to psychiatrists is if they have chained you because they saw you roaming on the street with tattered clothes, with basket on your head, or a used tire. They don't know that people with panic attack, people with depression, people with anxiety and co can actually seek emotional therapy.
Wow.
The Western world has gone beyond that. They don't have this culture of shame, culture of denial. You see people say, I want to see my shrink. I want to see my therapist. I have a session with my therapist. And they say it. But here in Nigeria, we know we're going to get there, where people will not have this culture of, oh, nothing's wrong with me. And I see many of my colleagues who are psychiatrists trying to now change their name. Oh, I'm a behavioral scientist. I mean, psychic is psychic, psychology. Tree is the study. I am a psychiatrist. It is not about your feeling. It's not about how you feel about my name. I have seen someone before who said, you know what, anytime I'm saying you are not a psychiatrist to me, you are just a psychologist. I said, I'm not a psychologist. A psychologist read 4 years psychology and 1 year clinical psychology and is working with us as part of the team. I am a psychiatrist, a medical doctor who specializes on the brain. And that makes me a neuropsychiatrist. You can't downgrade me and make me a psychologist because I went to medical school and I'm a doctor. And I won't say because I want to make you feel happy. I have seen somebody before. I gave her medication. She was okay. Maybe the third visit. She said, please, what is my profession? I said, I'm a psychiatrist. She said, yeah. So I've been seeing psychiatrists. I am serious. I'm telling you. This person came with problem. This person is getting well. This person is on medication. And I don't know what they told her when she was coming to see me. Maybe they said she should go and see someone, or maybe a counselor. So she didn't even ask. And one day, after the third visit, she just said, doctor, what is your specialization? I said, I'm a psychiatrist. He said, yeah, I've been seeing psychiatrists. Am I mad? I said, no. You don't have to have the culture of, yes, pristine fabric, yeah. Yeah, you see, you can look at what pristine fabric is saying. I have seen people stop talking to me because I'm seeing a psychiatrist.
Wow.
I have 3 patients that I can count up, and I'm going to do case report series on this. We do not only stigmatize patients with emotional illness now. We stigmatize them because they are seeing psychiatrists. Can you see? And those people stigmatizing have emotional problem themselves that they should come and see us.
Yes.
These are mental health specialists. So please, let people not have a culture of denial. It is the culture of denial that makes people to think, oh, I'm going to deal with this depression myself. And guess what, miracle? It moves from mild to moderate, from moderate to severe. And if it becomes so severe enough, suicide is the end product.
Wow. Okay, so we have 2 more questions, and then I would allow the viewers, if they have any questions, to drop it. So the next question is, I am a Christian, I'm a Muslim, and I believe that my faith has an influence in my health and my emotional health. How do I manage the place of spirituality and the place of reality where I'm faced with depression? I face it. I don't say I'm a Christian, I can't go through things like this. How do we balance those areas?
Well, this is a question which I love so much, and it will interest you to know that I'm one of the pioneers of medical religious collaboration in mental health in this country. And I go to churches because I'm a Christian. But if I'm invited to go to mosque, I will go because it's about my work. Okay? And what do? I talk to spiritual leaders, religious leaders about the need to talk about mental health. And what made me to do this was in 2011, somebody had a breakdown in church where I was worshiping. And they took the person to a prayer center, a prayer room. And guess what? I knew this person had an acute psychotic breakdown. And they were bounding and casting the spirit of insanity. I have seen that occurred over and over. And that's why I started saying there is need. For example, Ali, is there any Redeemed Church in this environment that I've not been to talk on Sunday? On the 28th, I'll be in a Redeemed Church in Surulere, here in Lagos, to talk about mental health, addiction among the youth, and the likes, managing stress, coping with life balance, and cope. Faith is good. As a matter of fact, the anchor of medical profession is on faith. And that's why we say we care, but God heals. So if you see any doctor that says there's no God, he's just living in denial. So forget that narrative that says, doctor don't believe in God. Doctor don't. Because even the medical stuff, slogan is, we care, God heals. You understand? And even when you are called to medical profession, you will be asked either to swear by your religion, Bible, or Quran. You understand? So, predicating it on that, that means there's no doctor that will tell you not to exercise your faith. However, there's a difference between denial and facing the facts. I always tell people that medical issues do not deny its existence. All you need to do is, you can now say, oh, I am diagnosed to have this and this and this. While I take my medication and seek help, I will pray. It is a collaboration. The two are not mutually exclusive. It's like you get to a canteen and you say, give me a plate of eba. They're going to serve you with a plate of eba. They will ask you which soup because it's already taken together as a plate. If it is 1,005 per plate, they're going to bring the tray. And in the tray that you paid for, you will have the eba. You will have the stew. You will have the water. Some will give you a bottle of water, and they will give you water to wash your hand. You did not get them separately. You paid for one. That is what happens. When you are pursuing healing, you do it together. It's called holistic care. You pray to your God, you seek help, you take your medication. So, in fact, when people say, what, they are not even in the two are not even in contention. So it is not a matter of should I have faith or should I use my drug. The two are not even mutually exclusive. Because Luke, for example, in the Bible, happened to be a physician.
Wow.
So all these things, the drugs and everything, were revealed to man by God. And as much as possible, if you live in denial, the thing will move from stage 1 to stage 4. And that is why even the Holy Bible that I read says, my people are perishing for lack of knowledge. They are his people. He did not say that some people. So that means those people can perish if you don't apply knowledge. So one of the ways to perish is to say, I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, and I will hold on to my faith, and I will not go to hospital, I will not go to the therapist, I will not use antidepressant or anxiolytic or antipsychotic if I need to. You will only perish for lack of knowledge. So it is not, so there's nothing to say should I. Combine it, pray, and also use your medication. So I see people stopping their drugs. I see people stopping to come for help, saying their God will help them. It is good, your God will help you. But coming to hospital is not a demonstration of faithlessness. Coming to hospital, seeking orthodox care is not a demonstration of faithlessness in God.
Thank you very, very much, sir. Okay, so I'm going to give opportunity for, I don't want the section to be too long, so we have young people watch it because of this section is to actually help young people that are leading in the various areas of their life. So please, you can ask, we're going to take 2 questions from the viewers, and then we're going to actually let Dr. Peter go. So I would like to say something. I have a lot of young people that actually going to be watching this now. Those that are watching, I don't know. And I have a lot of people telling me, I'm going through a lot emotionally, I'm going through a lot. And this is what I'm going to say. After this section, I want to actually send Dr. Peter a message. He's always available. This is his job. And I don't want to actually hide the reality, because this is what is actually killing a lot of young people. I hear a lot of young people committing suicide for I don't know the reasons, but it is serious. It is something very serious. So please, if you are feeling anyhow, like the cardinal proof of depression is low mood, weakness, and loss of interest. If you begin to feel all these things, please, you can contact Dr. Peter. I wouldn't tell you, I'm a Christian too, but I don't try to hide. Faith doesn't deny the reality. It really empowers you to actually overcome the reality. So please, send Dr. Peter a message, and then you will be helped. We need help, actually. So I think no questions. Okay, no questions. So I think I'll actually allow Dr. Peter go. But before Dr. Peter leaves, Dr. Peter, the last question is this. You have studied for 17 years. That's a lot of experiences. And you've met with old, young, children, kids, and all different kind of people. What advice, this is for young people, what advice would you give young people that are of this generation now? What would you want them to know in this generation?
Well, I must first of all say that this generation, the Sorosoke generation, the We Move generation, they need to work on their resilience. Miracle, your generation's resilience is very, very, very poor. And I understand. I knew I was going to be a doctor as young as I could remember. And therefore, I saw the future to look up to. So because of that, I did not just want to take my life anyhow. I knew I would struggle through it and I would still survive. I knew that I wanted to be a doctor, and that when I become a doctor, life will change and life will be better for me. But maybe because your generation, the situation you are meeting, there's really no future to look up to. And because of that, life is just like that of a chicken. How do you explain a university student whose parents did not meet in the hostel, and they say, meet me at home, and he decides to take poison and die? How do you explain a student who goes to the result board, checks his result, sees that she has had a carryover, and decides to take poison? In those days, our own parents would tell us to go to the back of the door and bring the type of cane that they will use to beat us. We never took our life. In those days, we would fail and read again. In those days, we would fail and do it again. This generation lacks resilience. This generation has a cosmetic approach to life. This is a generation that believes that life should be in linear curve and not up and down. This is a generation that takes so much interest in Candy Mountain as it is in Animal Farm, where there is peace, joy, and you don't have to work. It's a Yahoo generation that believes money must come fast. And once they are not having that money, they become depressed. It's a generation that needs to know that there's dignity in labor and that wealth is accumulated bit by bit. This is a generation that believes that what you see online is who you are, not knowing that everything is packaging. This is a generation of cyberbullying, and the person goes down to want to go and kill himself or fall into depression. Your generation and this generation must wake up and know that they just have to keep going. They just have to understand that when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. This generation must understand this. So building on the resilience is what we need to begin to teach. On Friday, one of these Fridays during my life, I'll be talking about resilience teaching. How do you build resilience? So that question is a loaded question. So one day trains, thank you for this question. I'm going to be talking about it. I'm going to be talking about building resilience in this generation. You understand? This generation needs to be resilient. From the, maybe millennial generation and Generation Z. But little of Generation X and the baby bloomers. Our fathers who are now 75 and I'm under 50. But going from 30 downward, we need to really build resilience. We need to know that when we fail, we rise and we move. Even though I love the acronym, we move. But we must translate it because that is one of the resilient. When I saw the acronym, I said, yes, this generation needs something like this. They need this hashtag. We move, not we die. I didn't like the one we die here. We die there. Oh, nobody must die. That used to be the slogan of this generation before. We die there. But don't die. We live and we move. So that is the resilience. Resilience teaching, we're going to talk so much about it in one of the Fridays. Yeah.
Wow. Thanks very much, Mr. Peter. Please, I want to say thank you before let's say thank you. Let me say like 4 thank you before I can actually let Dr. Peter go. This is like 4 thank you. Let me just say 4 thank you. This is very powerful. This is very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. This generation needs to build on their resilient spirit. Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Peter. Thank you so much, sir. We're very, very grateful. Very, very grateful, sir. Very, very grateful. Very, very grateful. Please, I'm waiting for the thank you. I want to say thank you before Dr. Peter leaves. So he won't leave until I say thank you. Let me see about 4 thank you before Dr. Peter goes. So let's say thank you. Let's appreciate what he has done. It's for me. I've taken time out to actually speak to us this time. I'm really grateful for this, and I think we've really learned a lot right now. And yeah, I'm waiting for the thank you. I'm waiting for thank you before Dr. Peter leaves. Let's say thank you, please, before he goes. Okay, waiting for it before Dr. Peter leaves. Thank you. Okay, thank you. It's coming in.
Thank you, Taiwo. 06.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm waiting for another one. I'm waiting for the rest. Thank you. Good, very good. I'm very, very grateful. And then we hope to have you in Unilag very soon. Thanks very much, sir. Okay, bye, sir.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Please let me have the live record.
Okay, sir. I will do so. I'll send it to you, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, sir. Okay, thanks very much, guys, for joining. I'm very grateful for everyone who joined. Very, very grateful. And to my boss, he's actually here. Ward Train. She's actually my boss. Thanks very much, ma, for joining. So tomorrow we're going to be next we're going to be talking about the use of religion for global development and the use of religion for helping develop Africa, because of naturally Africans, we are religious, and we need to actually understand how to make religion be of good use to us and not become like a tool for violence, just like what is happening here in Nigeria, in the northern part of Nigeria, in Ilorin. So thanks very much guys for joining. I hope to find you guys next week, same time. Bye.